They loved it.
Good.
They loved it.
How many times have they seen it?
This is the second time.
Great.
Well, thank you. It's been a while. We actually interviewed you in San Diego.
Right.
You came down and saw the show, and it's great to be able to see you again. It's pretty amazing. We're here at the Jersey Boys tour, and we had the preview last night, and I would just love to know what you thought of that experience.
I thought it was terrific. I mean, I just think they have put together a group of incredible actors, singers, and dancers, and I don't know if anybody really realizes how difficult it is to be good at all of those things.
Right.
You know, I'm just making it on singing. You know, I don't dance or.
I was thinking about that a little bit last night when Christopher does the one scene where they're walking from the stage when they're meeting with the mob, and he sings all the way up the stairs, all the way across the stage to the top, and then all the way down the stage back to the table. And I was just, I mean, that's just amazing.
Well, you know, that's what their training is all about, and you have to be pretty broad when you're doing theater. So, you know, theater does not have the luxuries that making a movie have. You know, you can stop whenever you want to, take 2, 3, 4, whatever, until you get it right.
You have a question?
So how involved are you with the casting of the characters? Did you get to have a say in...
I'm sorry?
How involved were you with the casting of the characters? Did you get to choose your own...
No, I didn't, but I
part?
did get an opportunity to listen to the various people that they were auditioning. I think they made some pretty wise choices. And when I'm not there, you know, I'm on the road working, Bob has been covering that, and we both trust each other's judgment, so I think that's an important part of it. Well, we are also dealing with professional people who kind of know what they're doing.
At this point, they should. Well, it's obvious they do after seeing the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they did great. And what is it like seeing yourself on stage?
Well, it's not as strange as it was the first time, you know, but the portrayal of anyone, you know, if you're looking at it and you're looking at it through a microscope, first of all, we don't know what we sound like.
Yeah.
We don't know what we walk like.
That's true.
You know, we only know when we look our best when we look in the mirror and we're fixing our hair or giving that smile that we need to give.
Yeah, that's great. So how involved were you with developing the Jersey Boys tour? Are you just here to enjoy yourself, or do you actually have to play a role in producing, casting, behind the scenes?
Just the part about having final say in some of the casting, and approving a lot of the writing that has gone on. I think between Bob and and I thought the writing was brilliant, to be very honest with you. I can't even imagine where we could have found two guys who could have written this as perfectly as they did.
So you were just recently in New York City for your own show, and it had a great deal of critical acclaim, and you sold out.
It was really nice.
And what was that experience like, being back to New York and doing that?
Well, you know, I love being in New York, and I love that part of the country a whole lot, and working in the city. It was really nice. You know, it was just different. There aren't that many venues you can play in the city anymore, unless you play Madison Square Garden or you play Rockefeller Center. It's a great experience, and to play a real theater. That particular theater happens to be absolutely beautiful.
That's great. So can you talk a little bit about more of what you're doing career-wise? Do you have some other projects in the works that you can talk about?
Well, I'm still traveling a lot and splitting my time between a little bit of traveling, a little bit of recording, and I'm finishing up a project with Bob that should be out sometime next year for Universal. And I'm also involved, and I've been playing around with a jazz project for a couple of years. And I'm about 8 songs into it, so I did need to do at least another 6 or 7 for that.
One of the things that a lot of the fans are talking about on the internet is the CC Music just re-released digitally on CD a whole host of your original recordings and the new albums, the albums that previously were impossible to get on CD.
Well, there are a lot of them that are being re-released, is what's happening, and we're kind of being discovered by a whole new generation also. And it's nice, to see that happen. And I'm sure that Jersey Boys had an awful lot to do with that. We were a secret for a long time. We were not completely embraced by the industry. And there were a lot of reasons for that. And I think one of them was the fact that we were innovators in a lot of ways. We own all our masters. Most artists, record companies own all their masters. We own our publishing. We started a whole thing here. Now everybody owns their masters and owns their publishing. So I feel in that way we made a major contribution to any of the new people who come along, who may not know from where it came, but we started it.
That's true. And that was back in. Can you talk a little bit about the story
of
how that happened?
We just we realized the value of publishing, and especially since Bob was a writer, and I was doing demo records for various publishers, and got to know a lot of writers. Who told me that if you ever have a success, you want to be involved in the publishing. And then we were able to, the only way you could actually own your masters in those days was to be signed to an independent record company. That would do that kind of a deal. Majors would not do that. So the industry wasn't entirely fond of us.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions, Tristan? Well, thank you very much, Mr. Valli.
Thank you.
Spending time with us. Thank you. Have a great Christmas, too.
Okay, you too.